Calls to boycott the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States are growing louder online, as immigration enforcement under President Trump sparks international concern. Viral posts across X, TikTok, and Instagram urge fans to cancel travel plans, warning the U.S. is no longer safe for foreign visitors. But while the backlash spreads online, official data tells a very different story.
I understand why many of you are asking for a boycott of the World Cup and the Olympics, or to have the games moved out of the U.S. to Canada and Mexico. There's just too many things happening to mostly non-white people here in the States that is really creating the conditions for people not to feel comfortable at all to come and travel here, or for those of us that do live here, to travel within for 2026. I know we're still probably in the early phases of this new society that is being created, and there's gonna be many people saying, you're just exaggerating this and that. It is what it is. But I really do think that we're heading towards a really turbulent, bad times within our society. I made a YouTube video about it, an opinion piece, that the road to 2026 really looks eerily similar to La Guerra Sucia, the dirty war that happened in Argentina during the 1978 Argentina World Cup. Go check it out. I would also suggest you look at Kevincho's short film also on YouTube about the 1978 World Cup to get some more background. The point is this. I'd rather the World Cup stay here, because then we can use it as a platform for greater activism, for greater connectivity amongst like-minded people. But I totally understand if you want to come here because you would feel unsafe. So I get it too. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to continue creating the content. We'll go from there.
The controversy escalated after the Trump administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act, leading to the deportation of more than 200 alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador. Critics argue the move sets a dangerous precedent, claiming it could be expanded or abused. One viral post from American EMT medic Kim called for a global embargo of the World Cup, saying fans should refuse to legitimize repression. The post quickly gained more than 181,000 likes, fueling a wave of calls to boycott the tournament altogether.
Remain silent. Just make sure you remain silent, okay? Don't answer any questions. Just say, plead the fifth.
Tensions rose further after a fatal ICE-related shooting in Minneapolis, which reignited protests and led some activists to compare federal immigration enforcement to historical authoritarian regimes. Phrases like Gestapo tactics began trending, amplifying international alarm. These narratives spread rapidly online, especially among younger audiences and activist communities abroad, raising fears that tourists could be detained, questioned, or denied entry based on political climate rather than legal status.
Wouldn't it be amazing if the whole world boycotted the US World Cup 2026 because they're allowing Israel to play and attend, and they're banning the likes of Iran from attending? So, boycotts are in order.
However, U.S. officials and legal experts emphasize that current immigration enforcement is focused on undocumented individuals suspected of criminal activity, not tourists traveling with valid visas or passports. There have been no verified reports of World Cup ticket holders being detained or deported, and no official advisories warning fans against travel to the United States.
Do you know how badly you have to fuck up in order for FIFA to start talking about canceling the World Cup in your country? This is the same organization that had no problem hosting the World Cup in Russia in 2018 after the first invasion of Ukraine. Do you guys realize the magnitude to which US policies have absolutely pissed off the entire world? And as a person living in the US, you know what? I hope they cancel it. Because you're right, I would not feel safe sending my athletes to the US where just the most atrocious things are happening to those that are coming to this country on visas.
Despite the online backlash, FIFA reports record-breaking demand for the 2026 tournament. More than 150 million ticket requests have already been logged across host nations, including the US, Mexico, and Canada. Importantly, FIFA says there is no evidence of mass cancellations linked to immigration concerns.
Boycott the Olympics. Boycott the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. And boycott the World Cup that is coming up here in the United States even sooner than that. Today, in an article in The Atlantic, Donald Trump claims that he runs the world. Boycott. To those of you around the world who have already started boycotting American products, American holidays, our tourism is down, thank you, and continue. But also, you're going to have to now boycott the Olympics. And I love the Olympics. I live for it. I love the opening ceremony. I cry every time. These athletes have worked so hard to make sure this happens. You have to boycott. It has to be done. It has to make a statement.
As social media fuels fear and outrage, the question remains: will online calls for boycott translate into real-world action, or will the world's biggest sporting event proceed unchanged? For now, the numbers suggest the World Cup remains unstoppable.